we're going to be looking at reasons why you should not be drafting ESPN's top 50 players for fantasy basketball this year. Let's start with the Yoka GOAT, Nikola Jokic. If you don't draft him number 1 overall, I will come to your house and beat the ever-loving piss out of you. He is by far the most well-rounded player. Bro, if you don't know why you're drafting him first overall, just get the hell out of here. So this is the one player where it's just the only reason you don't draft him is it's oh my gosh, it's too good to be true. Maybe his horses will persuade him to miss some games, and maybe his horses will. He said he already wants the season to be over, but we all know this is business for him, and those Serbians deal with business very seriously. So you know he's going to come out as top 2, top 3 MVP candidate for sure, guaranteed. Now the next player we got on here is Giannis. You might not want to draft him because of knee injury concerns the past few years. He has been horrendous. I owned him last year, pissed me off, hated owning him. He's just on and off the court at any given time. So if you have him for 1 week, he's going to miss at least one of those games. So you only have 2 games of your best player. Bro, it's a killer. And the other thing too is you have the addition of Dame. That could help or could hurt him as well, because Dame might take the ball up more and he gets less of those just like drive down the throat of the paint every single time. So you might have less of those opportunities. Next, we've got Luka Doncic. I hate him. I hate his game. I think he's a crybaby little bitch, but he's very good in most aspects. The thing that you don't like, though, is that he has a horrible, horrible free throw percentage for a guard. How do you have a free throw percentage that rivals LeBron's as a guard? Come on, bro, get in the lab. I don't understand why it's this bad. Next, you have Mr. Web Embiid himself, Joel Embiid. Oh my goodness, this dude, last year he was seen as a steal because he stayed relatively healthy. Bro, he has not been that healthy any other year. So if you want to take that gamble and do it, go for it. But if you're worried about injuries and you're like, I don't want an injury-prone player, don't draft him. Jayson Tatum, he's just a guy that's really good at everything, but not like fantastic at any one thing per se. So he's just, I don't know, he's kind of boring. But it's like, if you want to draft him, he's a safe bet. Go for it. Tyrese Haliburton, you are relying heavily on his assists. If those assists go down at all, or if he shoots a little bit less efficiently this year, you are not going to want to have drafted him in like the top 6 or 7. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's not great at like rebounds or assists per se, but he's going to be overall pretty good, and you would assume that he just has another great year, so he's a pretty safe pick. But if you're worried about him not getting the most rebounds or assists, don't draft him, I guess. But he's a great pick. Anthony Edwards this high is actually shocking. That dude has garbage percentages. Horrible. Like, he's going to lose you the week in both percentages. As your first round pick, I don't want a first round pick that's going to lose me 2 categories. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Domantas Sabonis. I actually quite like him, but he has a pretty bad free throw percentage and he can lose you some weeks. And he also has some pretty stanky stocks for a big man. As they're both under 1. I don't love that. I don't love that. But you're getting the assists for a big man because he's in Sacramento, so that's like, it offsets some stuff. LeBron James is 1,000 years old. This is like his 30th year in the league. Okay, he's gonna have some injury concerns. He's probably not gonna take it as seriously as he did when he was like 22. He's gonna be like eating on the sidelines, not worrying about stuff. So you're still gonna have some great games, but man, that dude cannot be dialed in 100% of the time. And you know he's gonna get load management days, regardless of what the league wants. Steph Curry. I know people say he's not injury prone because he dealt with those ankle injuries a long time ago and he doesn't get them anymore. And now they're all just freak accidents. At a certain point, if you have a freak accident every single year, is that a freak accident, or is it just you don't know how to get like hit by other players and now you're just falling apart every single game? He's exhausting. His age is getting up there. This maybe is the year that he starts to, like, I don't know, maybe he gets hurt again. Maybe declines. That's a genuine worry. Devin Booker, he's not bad. He's just kind of boring. You look at his stats and you're just like, okay. You're good at everything, but it's like you're not great at everything. So he's a great second round player, in my opinion. He's not that first rounder guy. He looks ugly for first round. Mikal Bridges is interesting. He took over a team last year. He did pretty damn good. But this year, his main concern will be, can he replicate that, or can he improve, or does he regress with like the huge workload that he's seeing and he doesn't know what to do with it? Dame Dollar, ice in his veins. Now, his main problem will just be how does he sync up with Giannis? Probably pretty good, but maybe he doesn't bring the ball up as much. Maybe Giannis is like, no, fuck you. I'm still going to bring the ball up. And so he handles the ball less and he has less of those ISO shots that he likes. So maybe his production goes down a bit. I doubt it. But that's just one of the concerns that you could have. Trae Young's main concern is that he's going bald. Just kidding. But his efficiency does suck big, giant balls. That boy he's so unbelievably bad at field goal percentage. Even, he's like 5th year in the league or something. Donovan Mitchell is mostly a guy that you're just worried he's going to regress a little bit in the field goal percentage because he had a great field goal percentage last year. But ESPN is projecting him to regress quite a bit. So I'm slightly worried about that. And he also doesn't grab you like a ton of rebounds and the extraneous stats. He should have good assists this year though. So Jalen Brunson, he's a personal favorite. I had him last year. I loved him. He's beautiful. But he does lack a little bit in like rebounds, steals, blocks. So if you can't get him for a good price, I wouldn't go for him. But he's got the great percentages that I love. A guy that I've also owned that I fucking hate, Anthony Davis. This dude, I know his unbelievable reputation for not being able to stay healthy. Fuck this dude. I'm fucking tired of him. Not to mention that he can't get in the fucking paint and score. He has to score outside on the perimeter on these BS three-pointers, or he goes for all these middies against a person that's like 5'6". He's doing it against Muggsy Bogues. Get in the goddamn paint and dunk, you old bastard. But he won't do it. So his free throw percentage still sucks. He gets injured all the time. He's a do not draft for me. Fucking hate him. Lamelo Ball, he is a great player with a horrible field goal percentage and shitty ankles. He is a huge liability with those two things. And so for me, I'm super scared of drafting him, which is unfortunate because he's great at everything else. Jordan Poole's main concern is that there won't be enough pretty women in the Washington stands. If they have a bunch of ugly people out there, then he's done. He's screwed. But in all reality, it's mostly just his concern for can he handle the increased workload? And will he improve with that? Or will he stay the same? Or will his field goal percentage just tank because he's no longer on the Warriors? We'll see. Lauri Markkanen. If you're not afraid of this man on the court, it's because your name is Nikola Jokic. He just finished up his time in the Finnish military. So I have a feeling he's going to be coming back with the blicky on him. So maybe you want to stay away from him. I don't know. But he also sucks at assists, so that's his other thing. Nikola Vucevic. He looks like he just swallowed a Nintendo and is holding it in his jaw. Kanye vibes. But this man, I love him. He's good at everything, but he doesn't have a lot of volume scoring in that Chicago offense. He's never been a volume scorer. And he also kind of has shitty stocks for a big man. De'Aaron Fox is a shitty free throw shooter and three-point shooter. Pisses me off even though that he made a jump last year. It's still annoying. I hate a guard who has a bad free throw percentage. So annoying. Kevin Durant is super low for this. They must just be anticipating that he's going to miss a shitload of games because he's KD. You know who he is. Injury concerns are big for that, so maybe that's why he's low. But I would also be scared of him, but also if he's playing for Phoenix, he's probably going to have that playoff push at the end. So come playoff times, KD, baby. Spicy piece of motherfucking shit. Pascal Siakam. Hate him. Had him, hate him. Even his good games, I was like, I hate him. I don't know why. He sucks. I hate him. Like, he shoots shit free throw, little threes, and bad blocks for his size. Maybe that's just what it is. He plays weird for being a power forward / center. I just don't like that. Bam Adebayo. Bam Bam is his nickname, and that's what I want to do with my head against a brick wall after having to watch him play. The dude has zero touch. He just throws that shit against the backboard. Have you ever seen one of his shots hit the rim? That thing hits the rim and explodes. All the balls have a PTSD group after having to play with Bam Adebayo. That man has no touch. He's a good center, I guess. I don't like him. I think he's annoying to watch, and I hate playing guys that I can't root for. Kyrie Irving, my GOAT. But his main problem is that he can't shut his motherfucking mouth. And we all know what happened last year. He had a whole little problem with the CEO and owner of the Nets, and that owner was Jewish. And what's going on right now in the public eye? Israel versus Palestine? You know he won't shut his mouth about it. The second the season starts, he's going to say some weird bullshit, get suspended, and not play for half the season. And then he'll come back and play like a Greek god. So take what you will with him. Dejounte Murray. I'm not going to say anything about Gangbanger Murray. It's mostly that his value declined a little bit last year in Atlanta. So he's just not the player that he once was with Trae Young there and taking up all his usage. Victor Wembanyama! The praying mantis, the stick figure, the new Chet Holmgren. So the real problem with him is you have no idea what you're going to get out of him. Maybe he does. Maybe he breaks his foot the second he steps on the court. Or maybe he's the first rookie all-star since BG. You don't know with him. So you got to be scared of him, but also a bit hyped. Paolo Banchero, the Italian assassin. And when I say assassin, I mean assassinating the hopes of the Italian government for playing them. This man has horrible percentages, and ESPN does not have him slated to improve too much. I'm a little wary on him, but he's good in all the other stats. Demar Derozan, you know what you're getting. And Demar, I say it, the less I like it. He doesn't shoot threes, but he's got good other stuff, kind of limited stocks, but you gotta like him a little bit. Zion Williamson, that Popeyes Kentucky Fried Chicken fucking fat ass. That dude can't stay on the court worse than anyone in the league. He's a do not draft just because he's going to pull some bullshit. He's going to blow out his knee or blow out his shoe, or he's going to do something with an extracurricular adult star and get all sorts of messed up. He's just in a horrible situation. I don't think he even wants to play with the Pelicans. I do not want to draft him in the slightest. Darius Garland, the only thing with him is his rebounds and field goal percentage are a little bit low, but he's a pretty solid guard otherwise. He's got great usage. Porzingis, God, I am very excited to see what he does on this new team, but he also has a ton of injuries. He's like Anthony Davis, where it's just like, dude, you don't even know if he's going to play. You honestly don't. And so that's the risk it comes. Hopefully with the Celtics, they'll be nice with his usage because they have so many other stars. So maybe they're able to like keep him a bit healthier. But he's a risk. He's super risky. Julius Randle, he's trash. He's trash. He's so bad. How can you be a big and be bad at field goal and free throw? He's bad at both. He gives you like shitty efficient threes, and then he gives you good rebounds, a limited number of assists, and bad stocks. Like 0 stocks as a big man? What do? What does he do? He backs someone down for a little bit, takes an outrageous Kobe type of fadeaway, and then misses. And then he'll have some garbage time pad his stats. I hate him. Don't draft him. Jimmy Butler. If only you were able to have a fantasy playoffs. If you could take him playing in the playoffs and put him in the regular season, he'd be the best player in the league. You draft him like number 2 overall behind Jokic. But you can't, and you know that he's going to miss bare minimum 15 games a season. He's going to be good in everything, basically. He's not going to shoot threes, really. But he's going to be good in everything, so if you're fine with him missing 15 games, go for it. But that's annoying. Zach LaVine, he scores, and he does it efficiently. In most everything else, he's kind of boring. I don't like him. Like, I had him one year, and each time you see his stat lines, he kind of hits his season averages every single time. But whenever you look at it, you're like, damn, you're not really pushing the meter at all. Like, each week, you're not really pushing much. You're not helping my team out. You're giving us like little boosts, and he might have some good scoring weeks, but when he has a bad scoring week, he's completely useless. He's annoying to have on your team. Brandon Ingram, the Slim Reaper. He's like Zach LaVine, a little bit less efficient, but you have like 1 more rebound and 1 more assist. Jaren Jackson Jr., JJJ. He is the worst shooting form I've ever seen in the league. He shoots like... Okay, that's not true. Joakim Noah is the worst. But he's not going to give... He can't pass. He can't shoot super well, sort of efficiently, but it's going to go down for sure. But god damn it, he's going to win you blocks every single week. Jaylen Brown, he can't use his left, and he can't shoot free throws for his life. That should be it. Unless you're getting him for a good price, I think he's an annoying player to have too, because you're also going to have the Jayson Tatum. If Jayson Tatum goes off that night, he's not going to go off. Cat. Karl Anthony-Towns. This boy is the bane of my existence. I've owned him 3 times. Why? Because he's a great, efficient big. But guess what? He's no longer a tank. He's going to get injured a lot, and he's going to have a lot of really bad games because he's useless inside the paint. But he does a lot of things good, so he's always enticing, pulling me back in. But he gets hurt a shocking amount. Cade Cunningham, what do you know about him? He's going to be good at most things, but he's going to be super inefficient. And he's coming off an injury. Gotta be worried about him, but there's a good chance that because he plays in Detroit, he's going to eat. Scottie Barnes, bad percentages, bad threes. Annoying player to watch. I just don't think I like Toronto players. I don't like them on my team. I think they're disgusting and annoying to look at. So if I can, I'm going to try not to draft him and get someone else above on the list. Desmond Bane, the T-Rex. Arr! I don't know what the hell that was. But anyways, yeah, he's good. I mean, he's a guy with great percentages. He does all the things kind of okay. He's kind of like a better value Zach LaVine, where he's not pushing the meter that much in a lot of the categories, but he's efficient in scoring, so that's really nice. Kawhi, get the fuck out of here. That dude does not want to play. He doesn't want to play. He wants to play 30 games this season. He's Jimmy Butler. He is what Jimmy Butler wants to be, but like 5 years ago, if that makes any sense. Like Kawhi on his runs, that's what Jimmy Butler wants to do. But now Kawhi doesn't want to even get his team to the playoffs, and if he does, he doesn't really want to play that great. So it's just like, why draft him? He's just going to be a huge headache. And if you have some kind of down parts earlier in the season, he's not going to help you at all. Speaking of doesn't want to play, James Harden. James Harden is going to be one of the worst draft picks this year, or the best draft pick. If the Sixers hold on to him, he's probably not going to play. And if he doesn't play, then you are cucked. Absolutely cucked. But if you get him in the 10th round or something, and then Daryl Morey goes, let me trade him back to the Rockets. Are you kidding me? You're going to be looking like a genius. You're going to have Harden going off there, passing to Fred VanVleet and whoever they have there. I don't know. They just got rid of, what was that one dude who was beating his girl? No idea. Kevin something. Jamal Murray. He's inefficient with field goal, but I kind of like him otherwise as a player, and he's a player that's just actually fun to watch and root for. Tyrese Maxey. Oh, Tyrese. My baby. I love him. He's super efficient. I got him on his 1 year that he started popping off. I just picked him up from the waiver wire. Oh, my baby. I love that man. But he doesn't do a lot for you otherwise than scoring. He gets some steals, but he's just a player I like having on my team. He's so beautiful, and you can usually get him at a value. I have a feeling without James Harden, he might really pop off, but that's something that you got to worry about. If James Harden comes back, his usage will go down and his value goes down. So him having the same value as James Harden right now is beautiful. I love that. Tyus Jones, he is on the Wizards. So this is a very sink or swim moment. I hope he swims, and I hope he splashes and drowns Jordan Poole, because I don't want to see Jordan Poole do well. Just kidding. Jordan Poole can do just fine. I'm not a huge fan of him, though. Seems like a crybaby bitch. And last but not least, the man who's infatuated with Kyle Kuzma, who can't stop talking about him, who wants to be him, Mr. Spencer Dinwiddie. Mr. Dinwiddie, you know what you're getting with him. He's old as shit. He's been around the league, passed around like a hoe, and guess what you got? You got some inefficiency in scoring, but he's going to get you a decent amount, get you some assists, some rebounds. He's just a player. Having him ranked as the 50th makes me realize how quickly everything drops off. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this entire video. I think it was a lot of fun to make. And tell me if you think any of these are accurate or inaccurate. And if you think they are inaccurate, you can shove it up your own butt, because I'm allowed to have my own opinion. And if you think I'm correct, please let me know in the comments and boost my ego. Oh, I love it.